Welcome to Hard Biblical Questions, exploring Scripture's tough topics. Today we ask the question, who are all the prophets in the Bible? Well, here's a list of them from both the Old and the New Testament, with a supporting verse for each. Thank you and enjoy. Moses, Deuteronomy 18:15. The Lord your God will raise up for you a prophet like me from among you, from your fellow Israelites. You must listen to him. Aaron, Exodus 7:1. Then the Lord said to Moses, "See, I have made you like God to Pharaoh, and your brother Aaron will be your prophet." Samuel, 1 Samuel 3:20. And all Israel, from Dan to Beersheba, recognized that Samuel was attested as a prophet of the Lord. Gad, 1 Chronicles 21:9. The Lord said to Gad, David's seer. Nathan, 2 Samuel 7:2-4. He said to Nathan the prophet, "Here I am, living in a house of cedar, while the ark of God remains in a tent." But that night the word of the Lord came to Nathan. Ahijah, 1 Kings 11:29. About that time Jeroboam was going out of Jerusalem, and Ahijah, the prophet of Shiloh, met him on the way, wearing a new cloak. The two of them were alone out in the country. Shemaiah, 1 Kings 12:22. But this word of God came to Shemaiah, the man of God. Iddo, 2 Chronicles 13:22. The other events of Abijah's reign, what he did and what he said, are written in the annotations of the prophet Iddo. Hanani, 2 Chronicles 16:7. At that time Hanani the seer came to Asa king of Judah and said to him, "Because you relied on the king of Aram and not on the Lord your God, the army of the king of Aram has escaped from your hand." Jehu son of Hanani, 1 Kings 16:1. Then the word of the Lord came to Jehu son of Hanani, the prophet. Elijah, 1 Kings 18:36. At the time of sacrifice, the prophet Elijah stepped forward and prayed, "Lord, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Israel, let it be known today that you are God in Israel, and that I am your servant and have done all these things at your command." Elisha, 2 Kings 6:12. "None of us, my lord the king," said one of his officers, but Elisha, the prophet who is in Israel, tells the king of Israel the very words you speak in your bedroom. Ono. Micaiah, son of Imlah, 1 Kings 22:8. The king of Israel answered Jehoshaphat, "There is still one prophet through whom we can inquire of the Lord, but I hate him because he never prophesies anything good about me, but always bad. He is Micaiah, son of Imlah." Oded, 2 Chronicles 28:9. But a prophet of the Lord named Oded was there, and he went out to meet the army when it returned to Samaria. Zechariah, son of Jehoiada, 2 Chronicles 24:20. Then the Spirit of God came on Zechariah, son of Jehoiada the priest. He stood before the people and said, "This is what God says. Why do you disobey the Lord's commands? You will not prosper. Because you have forsaken the Lord, he has forsaken you." Isaiah 1:1. The vision concerning Judah and Jerusalem that Isaiah son of Amoz saw during the reigns of Uzziah, Jotham, Ahaz, and Hezekiah, kings of Judah. Jeremiah 1:2. The word of the Lord came to him in the 13th year of the reign of Josiah, son of Amon, king of Judah. Ezekiel 1:3. The word of the Lord came to Ezekiel the priest, the son of Buzi, by the Kebar River, in the land of the Babylonians. There the hand of the Lord was on him. Daniel 9:2. In the first year of his reign, I, Daniel, understood from the scriptures, according to the word of the Lord given to Jeremiah the prophet, that the desolation of Jerusalem would last 70 years. Hosea 1:1. The word of the Lord that came to Hosea, son of Beeri, during the reigns of Uzziah, Jotham, Ahaz, and Hezekiah, kings of Judah, and during the reign of Jeroboam, son of Jehoash, king of Israel. Joel 1:1. The word of the Lord that came to Joel, son of Pethuel. Amos 1:1. The words of Amos, one of the shepherds of Tekoa. The vision he saw concerning Israel 2 years before the earthquake, when Uzziah was king of Judah, and Jeroboam, son of Jehoash, was king of Israel. Obadiah 1:1. The vision of Obadiah. This is what the sovereign Lord says about Edom. We have heard a message from the Lord. An envoy was sent to the nations to say, "Rise, let us go against her for battle." Jonah 2 Kings 14:25. He was the one who restored the boundaries of Israel from Lebo Hamath to the Dead Sea, in accordance with the word of the Lord, the God of Israel, spoken through his servant Jonah, son of Amittai, the prophet from Gath-Hepher. Micah 1:1. The word of the Lord that came to Micah of Moresheth during the reigns of Jotham, Ahaz, and Hezekiah, kings of Judah, the vision he saw concerning Samaria and Jerusalem. Nahum 1:1. A prophecy concerning Nineveh. The book of the vision of Nahum the Elkoshite. Habakkuk 1:1. The prophecy that Habakkuk the prophet received. Zephaniah 1:1. The word of the Lord that came to Zephaniah, son of Cushi, the son of Gedaliah, the son of Amariah, the son of Hezekiah, during the reign of Josiah, son of Amon, king of Judah. Haggai 1:1. In the 2nd year of King Darius, on the 1st day of the 6th month, the word of the Lord came through the prophet Haggai to Zerubbabel, son of Shealtiel, governor of Judah, and to Joshua, son of Jozadak, the high priest. Zechariah 1:1. In the 8th month of the 2nd year of Darius, the word of the Lord came to the prophet Zechariah, son of Berechiah, the son of Iddo. Malachi 1:1. A prophecy, the word of the Lord to Israel through Malachi. John the Baptist, Matthew 11, verse 9. Then what did you go out to see? A prophet? Yes, I tell you, and more than a prophet. Jesus Christ, Luke 7, verse 16. They were all filled with awe and praised God. A great prophet has appeared among us, they said. God has come to help his people. Agabus, Acts 11:28. One of them named Agabus stood up and through the Spirit predicted that a severe famine would spread over the entire Roman world. This happened during the reign of Claudius. Anna, Luke 2:36. There was also a prophet, Anna, the daughter of Penuel of the tribe of Asher. She was very old. She had lived with her husband 7 years after her marriage. Barnabas, Acts 13:1. Now in the church at Antioch there were prophets and teachers: Barnabas, Simeon called Niger, Lucius of Cyrene, Manaen, who had been brought up with Herod the Tetrarch, and Saul. Simeon called Niger, Acts 13:1. Now in the church at Antioch there were prophets and teachers: Barnabas, Simeon called Niger, Lucius of Cyrene, Manaen, who had been brought up with Herod the Tetrarch, and Saul. Lucius of Cyrene, Acts 13:1. Now in the church at Antioch there were prophets and teachers: Barnabas, Simeon called Niger, Lucius of Cyrene, Manaen, who had been brought up with Herod the Tetrarch, and Saul. Manaen, Acts 13:1. Now in the church at Antioch there were prophets and teachers: Barnabas, Simeon called Niger, Lucius of Cyrene, Manaen, who had been brought up with Herod the Tetrarch, and Saul. Silas Silvanus, Acts 15:32. Judas and Silas, who themselves were prophets, said much to encourage and strengthen the believers. Judas Barsabbas, Acts 15:32. Judas and Silas, who themselves were prophets, said much to encourage and strengthen the believers. This concludes our video on the prophets of the Bible, both Old and New Testaments. We hope you enjoyed it. Thank you and God bless. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe if you have not done so already, so you don't miss out on any of our upcoming videos. Also, you might like some of our other channels we have on YouTube, like Short Bible Stories, Top 10 Most Loved Bible Verses, and Senior Life Simplified. Please check them out. I think you will like them. Thank you, and God bless.